run it up, you run it back, yeah, yeah.
Oh my goodness, it's Friday. We are very excited to be here with you. This is Run It Back. Can we take a quick look at the screen right now and just tell me what looks out of place?
Chandler.
The guy in the middle.
We got college game day tomorrow.
What is happening?
We got #1 seed in sights.
You literally
I rolled up the sleeves.
Nothing about this is professional.
Whatever. Just tune in.
Are you going to wear this on your stuff later?
Because I know one of them was, and then Beetle made fun of me, so I did the other one.
That's not what I was telling you to do. I was telling you to take the other one down, not put both up.
Exactly. That's why I put both up.
This is a ridiculous outfit.
College game day tomorrow. Arkansas at Florida.
Let's talk about the Lakers and stuff. I'm so excited about that. Guys, stop me if you hear this.
Yeah, let's talk about the Lakers. That's fun.
Well, they lost, and that's a story. To the Suns. But by the way, it came down to the final seconds, 113-110. Grayson Allen with 28 points, 6 assists off the bench. Luka, stop me, 41 points, but his team still lost. DeAndre Ayton, 2 points, 4 rebounds in 21 minutes, 15 and 17 over their last 32 games. They are the losers of 3 straight, and last night might have been possibly one of their worst losses because the Suns didn't have Devin Booker or Dylan Brooks in their lineup. Laker Nation, they tend to get riled up pretty quickly, and they are not very happy right now. Chandler, I don't know what hope you had or what you still have for the Lakers, but talk to me.
It's not great, and I don't think contending championship run was ever realistic, but I do say I still think they are super talented. I still think they can be hard to guard, but man, they have so many holes. Like, defensively, they are so bad. Their bench has not been nearly as productive as I thought they would. They've been so up and down. Like, if you look at some of these statistics of their bench, they're pretty much dead last in all factoring categories, and it's just not impressive.
You could go down that. Stats don't matter.
I mean, we're 29th in three-pointers made, 29th in rebounds, last in assists. Like, it's dreadful. So on top of that, you're not getting any help from your bench with a team with a 41-year-old guy in the starting lineup, where there's no real youth, there's no production coming off the bench. Then you have a heavy dose of Austin Reeves and Luka, which can be successful some nights, and it is because those guys are so individually talented, but it's just not translating to wins. It's the spacing is bad. It's just a lot of ISO and next guy up, and you get the ball. It's like a take-turn offense, and it's not great. And the Western Conference is too deep and it's too top-heavy.
Why are we sugarcoating this?
It's too good.
I'm conflicted. I'll say it. I'm conflicted because they do have a lot of holes. They do have a lot of inconsistencies. They don't get a lot of help from their bench. But they're still 10 games over 500. So if I'm a player,
in a good conference too,
in a good conference. So if I'm a player, if I'm on the Lakers and I'm 10 games over 500, I don't care what Lou or Chandler has to say. I still feel good about my team because I'm 10 games over 500. But it's hard to ignore the issues that they do have. So, LeBron James said it. He didn't think they're championship caliber with the way that they're playing. And I thought that was a fair assessment, and I thought it was an honest assessment. And I think we should say the same thing. I think they're a good basketball team.
Good?
You're 10 games over 500.
But here's the problem with
over 500.
Those 10 games they built up at the beginning of the year, they're 15 and 17. Like, they're on the wrong side of the track.
We can have different perspectives on it.
By the way, yes, I am a hater, but these are facts.
But mid to me is a 500 team. I'm 10 games over 500, so I really don't care what you say. However, there are inconsistencies. There are a lot. So when you're talking about a loaded Western Conference, when you look around and you can still be 10 games over, it's hard for me to just say they suck. But they do have a lot of inconsistencies. It looks like they're a team that's going to be on the fringe of being a first-round exit based on how strong.
It could be
be a play-in or a first-round exit team based on how strong the Western Conference is.
That's what I was going to say is yes, they've had some highs, they've had a lot of lows, and they again, offensively, they can be really, really good. It's just when you look at their possible matchups in the first round, I don't see them getting by any of those teams ahead of them. Whether they draw San Antonio, Houston, or Denver, it's most likely looking at a first-round exit. Look at all those teams ahead of them are better.
Definitely a play-in.
And Phoenix fully loaded with Dylan and Devin Booker and Jalen Green now, they're also probably better. So it is tough, and 34 and 24 is nothing to slouch. That's nothing.
That's a solid record.
But they built most of that when LeBron didn't play the first however many games of the season. They sort of built themselves some wiggle room.
Yeah, sure, but at this point we've blamed LeBron, we've blamed Luka, we're probably gonna blame DeAndre Ayton today. We've talked about Austin Reeves. They have their fair share of issues, but again, if just from a player's perspective, if I'm in a Lakers uniform, I still feel good about my record. It is what it is. That's just how I feel about it. But there's a mountain worth of inconsistency. So I can understand the Lakers fan base being frustrated because you want to see your team be consistent because you see the potential in how well this team could possibly be. But they just not stepping up to the plate and being consistent.
Let me ask you guys this. Truth serum, as players in that locker room, knowing how this record came to be, knowing how strong the season started, you didn't have LeBron for quite some time. Things have started to really go downhill since then, despite the record, because, again, you got wiggle room. You can honestly tell me that as a player in that locker room, you're thinking to yourself, yeah, we're all right. Or are you thinking we are headed in the wrong direction? I'm
not panicking, but I'm possibly lowering my expectations of actually thinking that we have a chance to win a championship. Right. If that was ever a thought.
You think somebody in that locker room still thinks they have a chance to win a championship?
Yeah, I think everyone does to a point. Like, listen, crazy things can happen. You can draw a Houston Rockets team and a guy goes down.
That's true.
You never know. It is way too early to even think about that. But yes, I think this team has enough talent and enough offensive capabilities. They're a bad defensive team. There's no fixing that at this point. 50 games into the season, 55 games into the season. They're not changing that. But they can maybe even change their style, maybe try and play a little faster, maybe even make them harder to guard than they already are because they have enough talent to win games and make it tough for a team in a series in the playoffs.
By the way, I'm looking ahead at some of their schedules. They've still got a couple.
Yeah, and also, again, it's just a standard that they've set. You go out and get Luka, you have LeBron James. You have a different standard than everybody else. Like, we're not saying that Golden State sucks. We're not saying Phoenix sucks. But there are teams behind them. You know what I'm saying? We're giving those teams the benefit of the doubt. So if you're the Los Angeles Lakers at 6, yes, I've lost 3 straight. Yes, I'm 11-12 in the last 23 games. But there's still some things to be positive about. Now, I'm not letting them off the hook and saying that they're, like you said, they're mid, right?
I think they're pretty mid.
Well, mid is 500. So if I'm 10 games over mid,
they're headed that way.
I still have some positive outlook on it. So listen, the gap is closing, the window is closing. If they can clean some of these things up, we'll change our tune. That's what I love about basketball. These things change by the day. If they can string together some games, we'll change that. But in the meantime, they are playing nasty basketball.
And also, just like the Knicks yesterday, there's high expectations. There's high media coverage when it comes to Lakers, right? So if we were talking about like the Minnesota Timberwolves or even the Phoenix Suns or even the Warriors right now where they are, if they were 10 games over 500, we would be like, not bad, like pretty solid.
Fair.
It's just the Lakers, and it comes out with LeBron and Luka and the trade and all the drama surrounding that franchise. There's expectations, and right now, 10 games over 500 clearly isn't good enough in our eyes. And you're like, you know what I mean? Like, and we expect more. We expect them to be one of the better teams. We expect them to be more consistent.
Also, because I'm not looking at 10 games over 500 and taking that at face value. I'm taking it with the context with which it deserves to be taken, which is that was gained early on. This is not where they're headed.
But we had this conversation weeks ago, and they still haven't lost the 10 games they were over 500 then.
Do you think
they're still maintaining
in the next 20 whatever game? Because Austin Reeves is even like
I think they are what they are. They are a 6-seed team. They are a middle of a pack team. What are they fixing? I don't think.
Long summer.
There are players in that locker room, including one of the best and the icon that's there. He said it. We are not a championship caliber basketball team at this moment. But that doesn't mean that they suck. That doesn't mean that they're...
No, not suck.
No, I think they are who they are. They are in 6th place right now. That makes them a middle-of-the-pack team. I think that's who they are right now.
By the way, for the record, Lou, they are 6, which means they're literally mid.
by having 12 teams.
Giving them mid.
But mid is 500.
I know, but
if you're 10 games over 500, you got to give that credit.
Okay, so you guys know we're headed. Thank goodness we get the summer off because it's going to be very loud, I think, in these parts. And now I'm wondering, when it's all said and done, like who's going to get the chunk of this blame? Like, where are we going to start? See, is it Pelinka? Is it JJ? Is it a specific player? Like, how is this going to end?
I think it's a collection of everything, right? It's Austin Reeves. They're going to have to make a decision on him. Like, first of all, he's going to get paid.
And it seems like they're going to keep
DeAndre Ayton, again, he's been in the headlines a lot, but he's not the issue. It's going to come down to either the GM, the coach, the star player, and that's Luka. No one's going to blame 41-year-old LeBron. No one's going to blame Austin Reeves, just kind of this, unsung hero in a way that came out of nowhere, and now he's turning himself into a max player. It's going to probably be a lot on JJ, which is fair. He's the head coach. He's got to find different styles and systems and plays to make this team more effective. And Rob Pelinka's got to bring in better pieces that can shoot and that can defend because they get a deeper roster. Look at the Oklahoma City Thunder. Look at the Spurs. These teams can go 10, 11, 12 deep. The Lakers can't. Their bench is really bad. They can't shoot. They can't guard. That's a recipe for disaster.
so that's where they're headed. By the way, the DeAndre Ayton, I do want to get into. It's kind of an interesting, funny, a little bit moment. He did finish with 2 points, 4 rebounds in 21 minutes. Let those numbers
Bad timing
sink in.
for that kid.
Not good timing once you said what you said. Minus 24 on the night. And so David
You gotta come back. You gotta come with something better than that after that.
I don't know if you've heard what he had to say, but DeAndre Ayton said about the Lakers, and I think he wanted to be heard on this. Quote, "They are trying to make me Clint Capella. I'm not no Clint Capella." Those comments landed exactly like I think you thought they would, Lou, but not for. What was he thinking, saying that out loud?
Here's my perspective on it.
Okay.
When he says, I'm not no Clint Capella, I think he means he's not just a lob threat. He's not just a guy who's going to score off of getting offensive rebounds and putbacks from that. He wants to be featured. He wants to be a guy to put the ball in his hands. And when he was drafted, that was how he was perceived. He was perceived as a guy that you can give the basketball to and go out and get a bucket. Since then, he hasn't been consistent enough where teams have respected him to be able to throw the ball down to him in the post. And so from my perspective, I think that was the part of Clint Capella's game that he was trying to say that he's not. But he should be more Clint Capella. He should have more Clint Capella in his system, and that's fair to say. He should be a lob threat. He should be a defense first, a rim running.